Hey, what's up everybody? Today I'm going to be breaking down my $2,102 profit trade on Tesla. This is my account, TradeLikeGates, posted in my Discord server at 9:13 a.m. my local time, so that you know the profits are real, right? This is not a paper trading account. Let's talk about Tesla on the daily chart time frame first, so I can show you exactly why this stock made my watch list to begin with. Tesla on the daily chart had gapped up pretty significantly a couple of days ago, pushed up to the $1,200 whole number, which was previous resistance off of this peak right here. So we'll just draw a trend line there, and then rejected, right? The next day it rejected at 1,200 and came down, partially filling this gap. So this gray shaded area indicates the gap on the chart. That is the disconnect between this wick right here, the beginning of the gap up, to the bottom of this wick. So that would be your entire gap. But because Tesla the next day had previously pulled back a little bit further, that's going to partially fill that gap. So your gap area now looks like this, right? With 1120 being the top side of the gap, roughly. So today, what I was looking for on Tesla was either a continuation play into the gap. So either we were going to short it below yesterday's low of day for the gap fill down to the bottom side, or we were going to play the bounce off of the gap for the recovery move back up. So there were two ways that this could have gone, and it's not a 50-50 chance. I know it sounds like it is a 50-50 chance, but this is not a 50-50 thing here. This is creating a plan for two different scenarios and then executing that plan depending on which scenario plays out. So it's a matter of creating if-then statements. If Tesla fails to hold 1120 as support, we look to short it. Otherwise, if Tesla breaks out, we're going to look to take it long. So this is the thing that I really want to note here. 1150, this green solid line that you see running across my screen here, that is the previous day's closing price. That is where Tesla closed yesterday. So 1150. I don't need to draw a trend line there because it's already given to you here. This is our price action for Tesla on the day. So it opened up, rejected that green line and came down, but it did not break below 1120, and instead it reversed and pushed back up to the top side. So this green line indicating the previous day's close is very important because this means that Tesla, since it opened up underneath that green line and broke over it, that Tesla made what's known as a red to green move. That is when the stock opens up below the previous day's close and then breaks over that previous day's close. In most cases, the way that this is supposed to be traded, well, not supposed to be traded, but in most cases, the way that this pans out is once a stock makes a red to green move, it stays green for the rest of the day. You can see that Tesla, that was not the case here. Tesla actually had some issues holding that level as support and eventually broke back down below the previous day's closing price. But it worked out in the short term for us, so we were able to take a trade off of this mark. Let's flip to the 1 minute time frame so you can get a better idea of what's going on here. So Tesla, again, opened up, tried to break that previous day's close, and rejected. Once it rejected, it got bought back up off of these lows and reclaimed that previous day's closing price, right? And this is what immediately put this on radar for us. So it reclaimed that previous day's close and pushed up. I'm not a big fan of trying to take it long in this area because if I'm looking at this, I'm like, all right, well, here's our consolidation, right? Pushed up to the point of resistance. But where's the pullback off that resistance? Where is our consolidation like this? Where's our sideways movement here? We don't have much of that, right? So if I were to just draw a trend line across the bottoms of these candles, like there's not much of a pullback here on this run up. So that's why I didn't like this. I'm not trying to trade this as a breakout setup. I want to make sure that we have confirmation. So I did not take that initial entry as it broke over and pushed up. I actually did not even buy this dip right here either, because I wanted to make sure that it was going to hold first. So it did push and make a new high of day here, but then rejected shortly after. I was very close to getting in on this candle, and in fact, this is my first alert that I sent out to the Discord server hey, watch Tesla as it's consolidating here. It's looking for the high of daybreak. So it did get the high of daybreak, but it immediately went red, right? And so what I was waiting for was another dip down for this to validate as a support, and then a higher high to be put in. So we got the dip down, dip down, dip down. Notice the volume at this time is on average. The volume at this time is on average decreasing. So as the stock is kind of chopping around and making these dips, the volume is decreasing, 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 and then it isn't until right here that we get the pop move up over the new, over the high of day, the previous high of day, making a new high of day at this point, and then look at this volume that comes in, right? So a lot of volume on this move up. We got the high of day break, we got a higher low put in. If we were to just draw the trend line and make it look like this, right? This is your low, this would be your higher low. We're still validating the previous day's close as support. We put in higher highs, we got that volume, and this is your go-ahead candle. So we bought Tesla on this move up here for the run up to the high of day at that point, and then sold into the strength. Very kind of simplistic trade if you break it down that way. But I want to really point out what my main reasoning for doing this whole video. I want to really point out the importance of trading with the previous day's close in mind. There are always a multitude of factors that you should consider when taking positions. Always note where the pre-market highs are and where the pre-market lows are. Always note where the previous day's high of day is and where the previous day's low of day is. Always note where gap areas are on the daily chart time frame. Always note where the previous day's closing price is at in relation to where the stock is currently trading at. If you have to, pause this video, rewind it, and write down all of those things. These are good notes to be taking. Always have to be paying attention to all of those different factors. This was just a beautiful trade that worked out for us. We got the pop move here. It happened fairly quickly, but we were watching it during this entire time as it was consolidating. So there was plenty of time here, especially with my initial alert, plenty of time here to pull up some contracts, get settled in, watch the price action, and decide on where your best entry should be. All right, thank you all for your time. Press that like button for me if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed this content. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and drop me a comment. Let me know how much you appreciate this stuff, or if you think it sucks and you want to see something different. Again, thank you for your time. Take care, happy trading, and I'll see you all in chat.